So it's not to be confused with a crunchy taco.
Not to be confused. San Antonio is home of the Puffy Taco.
Very cool. What's happening, everybody? We are back with the Pavement Group podcast, talking lots. We got a little special edition here. Jenna, Eli, and Bob are joining me this week to talk about RFMA. So RFMA is the Restaurant Facilities Maintenance Association, and they have a tremendous conference every year, a big, exhibition. This year it's in San Antonio, and we're going down there later on this month. Jenna, Eli, and Bob, and Chad, who couldn't join us today, will be manning the booth. And we wanted to talk a little bit about the experience, what we're looking forward to. It's a highlight of the year for us always. RFMA is such a great event, and we get to reconnect with, friends and partners and people that we only get to see sometimes once a year there. And so we're looking forward to it. We want to jump on and talk a little bit about it. So, Bob, I'm going to start with you. You've been involved with RFMA for a number of years now. You've seen some changes there along the way. How long have you worked with RFMA or been involved with the events?
Since the inception. I actually was on the board of Connects when RFMA approached us and asked if we would let them do what the NRF did for Connects to start. Basically, what their first couple of years, we gave them a row at our conferences to develop a relationship and to start to actually raise some money. And so they were with us a couple of years, and then they went off on their own, much like what Connects did at the beginning, where we spent a couple of years under the NRF conferences, and then got going on.
I didn't know that.
So it's been a great. So,
Connects was Prism.
Yes.
Initially, and so a lot of these organizations have kind of been built and then split off under that umbrella. Is that what you're saying?
BOMA and IRAM and many of the other facility folks conferences over the years had basically sponsored or helped other organizations get going. They all want them to stay with them, but if they want to go on their own, they do. And so that's exactly what happened with RFMA. They were with Prism Connects for first 2 years at a couple of our conferences, raised some money by selling booths for them, and then went off on their own.
Oh, interesting. Okay. You don't know how many members they have now, do you?
They are actually, I think, larger than Connects at this point.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's great. And we'll be doing another show about Connects here in a few weeks, because that's coming up in April, coming up in just about a month. So, that's cool to learn the history here and how these things have come together. Great example, I guess, of people, like-minded people working together and really bettering an industry, because those are two phenomenal organizations. So Awesome. Well, thank you for the history lesson, Bob.
Debbie Kinzo is the executive director. She was on the staff of Connects Prism back when this thing started, and then he eventually went over to be the executive director over at RFMA.
Okay. Awesome. Very cool. So Jenna, San Antonio, great city. Have you been before?
I have not. This will be my first time in San Antonio and RFMA, so I am very excited.
Very cool. Awesome. What are you looking forward to when you're down there?
Oh, so much. I'm excited to see the city. I'm excited to meet everyone, gain knowledge. And also, I looked and saw that San Antonio is home of the Puffy Taco. So if you know me, I'm always looking into food anywhere I go. So It's supposed to be a mix of a funnel cake and a tostada, but not to get confused with a crunchy taco, it says. So
I'm taking notes.
Yeah, write that down.
Yeah. So it's not to be confused with a crunchy taco.
Not to be confused. San Antonio is home of the Puffy Taco.
Very cool. Well, that's awesome. So, Jenna, you went to NPE with us. I know you've done trade shows with jobs that you had before. That was your first trade show with us. What did you kind of learn there? What do you think from that experience? NPE was in Charlotte about a month and a half ago, and Jenna did a tremendous job. We had hundreds of people coming by our booth and great energy. What did you learn there that you think you'll bring with you to RFMA?
Well, first of all, we talk to so many people in a day, but it's all over the phone, nothing personal, not eye to eye, face to face. So it was amazing just to connect with everyone, put a face to a name,
Sure.
and it's funny because then when you talk to them down the road, you can almost see how they would talk or their mannerisms or whatever the case may be. And I gained a lot of knowledge from there too, just being able to speak with everyone and what their background was and where they are and, constantly learning, but I'm very excited.
Cool. Awesome. Well, that's neat. Eli, a veteran of these trade shows, you always do a great job. And I'm not going to name names, but you have made some really important contacts at trade shows the last couple of years. So when you think of RFMA, what are you looking forward to? What are you hoping to get accomplished while you're there?
Yeah. So, I've had the pleasure of going, quite a few times now. And, every time we go, it's incredible just to meet new people. Like, you always make a handful of, really great and new connections, people that, we can help, people that can help us, et cetera. But for anyone that knows me knows that I love food.
All right, we got a theme
I'm a
here.
foodie.
We got a theme.
Foodie. So there's a reason we're going to the restaurant and facilities maintenance show.
That's great.
But actually, though, I am pretty excited for that. One of my favorite things is always just grabbing dinner. With new connections that we make and with clients at just a nice place. Wherever it is. In this case, in San Antonio, but. Just grabbing dinner and building that relationship further and just meeting new people. Like it's always just super exciting to make those connections and again, just help people and some people are able to help us. And it's always, it's very collaborative at these events. So super excited.
Awesome, man. That's cool. So Bob, you've done a lot of trade shows in your career. You're, I think, a big believer in the power of the networking that's available at these trade shows. If you were, reaching somebody here with the podcast that was going for the first time, what advice would you share with them?
I would say make it a point to actually the person that you're talking to is probably or should be the only person you are thinking about at that time. Don't try and jump around, go from one person to another. Try to develop a relationship that is meaningful, deep, and worthwhile for both of you. So it really takes a little time to start that relationship, let it grow, and go from there. So yeah, it's just you only have to have a couple good relationships to make your year.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially like with our business model, we've learned that quickly, and that's the power that we see in these trade shows. You meet a couple of influential people and get into their network or their nexus, and it can go a long way. And I find people that come to RFMA, and same with Connects, they're invested in their industry. They're not there just to, get away for the weekend or have a party or whatever. They're there because they want to make things better, and they're looking for folks, to partner with along that journey. So it's pretty neat. It's pretty special. So we're at booth 121, Bob?
We're in booth 121, correct.
121. We've got a larger booth. We're going to have we got TV set up, kind of telling the story, showing you some of our software. It should be, I love our booth. I love the setup there. It's very comfortable, but it's also interactive, and you really get a good feel for the company and who we are. We doing any sort of giveaways, Eli? Do you know?
I think we are. I think we're doing something with the Yeti. So I would stay tuned. Stop
with a Yeti.
by.
I like that. Everybody loves a Yeti.
With the Yeti.
Very cool. And Jenna, you might get some of those funnel cake tacos, maybe?
100%. By the sounds of it, Eli's getting some too.
Yeah, but I mean, bring them to the booth.
I want
to. We can bribe people with them.
100%.
Absolutely.
I love it. All right, so it's March 21st to the 23rd in San Antonio. It's at the convention center downtown there. I've never been to San Antonio. I hear that area is really cool. It's right near the Riverwalk, kind of a pretty part of the world. Booth 121, they're confirmed there will be a giveaway. So lots of reasons beyond just seeing these three smiling faces, along with Chad, and learning a little more about the Pavement Group. A lot of reasons to stop by. So I hope we see you in San Antonio at booth 121. And thank you again for watching. It's been a snippet about RFMA 2023 and the Pavement Group podcast, Talking Lots. Take care, everybody.